Long Boys Post 1975. Hello everyone, this is Shock 16. You're watching Lone Boys Post 1975. Now get ready for that catchy theme music. Hit it!
Long Boys Post 1975. A YouTuber's on the rise. Reviewing games late at night and sometimes friends music bug. Long Boys Post 1975.
Hey YouTube, Long Boys Post 1975. Yeah, different room. What can I say? Had to come out the other room because it's still poisoning me. Or maybe that was the aliens I was talking about in my last video. I want to do a quick comparison. This isn't a review, this is just a comparison. And this is a single player comparison. I want to talk about these two because I was fortunate enough to be able to buy both of them. It was expensive, it was 80 quid. So a lot of you probably aren't. They're going to say, which one do you buy? Now, I don't want to say mindlessly go after Modern Warfare 3. You know, so that's why, don't get me wrong, it is good. And I'm not saying this is better, but just thought I'd give you a couple of points in comparison. So, you know, if you're kind of on the fence, you might, yeah, it might help you out. But I want to talk about Battlefield 3 first. I love Battlefield Bad Company 2. It's my favourite shooter on 360. I actually prefer it to Modern Warfare 2. So I was really looking forward to this game. But single player campaign, it's short. I knew it would be, as most you knew Modern Warfare 3 would be, and that kind of irks me a little bit in the sense that why do we accept this? Why do we accept this? Now, to those of you who say, well, because you play it online. Well, no, to me, games should always be single-player campaign first. That should be first and foremost for a company. The online should be the additional bonus content, if you will, you know? Because some people only ever play online, whereas I'm old school in the sense that, no, I want a single-player campaign. So first things first with this, which is quite disappointing when I opened it. Alright, so the second disc is still in my 360, but the single-player disc is the second disc. It's almost right off the bat that EA knew that it was kind of, that was the additional content, that was what was tacked on to appease the fans. Although I do know that this was only originally going to be an online game and they did actually appease the fans and tack that on, so maybe that's why it feels like it does. Single player campaign in this, it's alright. I enjoyed it, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it. It's got a couple of cop-outs which really annoy me on first-person shooters, and even Call of Duty's guilty of this, is when the developers seem to think that an adequate chunk of a level is to sit somewhere with a heavy machine gun and have to defend it for 3 minutes. No, it's not that I can't do it, it's not that I find it difficult, I just find it unintelligent, boring level design. It's, no, I want to be running around as a soldier. That to me, some of you might say that's epic. I just like, this is boring level design, this is the best you could come up with. So there's a couple of moments in this that kind of pissed me off about that, but all in all, single player campaign, yeah, it's good. It's grand, in fact. You know, it's on a grand scale. But it never quite goes through the roof. However, what I would like to throw this game a massive bone on is DICE have done an absolutely amazing job with the Frostbite 2 game engine. The game engine in this is absolutely phenomenal. This game looks fantastic. The sheer physics involved, you know, the attention to detail, the level destruction. This is absolutely, you know, this game engine, I knew, because I played this before I played Modern Warfare 3, it was going to make Modern Warfare 3's engine look a little bit creaky around the edges. This game engine is absolutely fantastic. The fact that it looks like this on an Xbox 360 means, and people have been saying this, you want to see it on a high-end PC. I'd love to see it on a high-end PC because it looks absolutely amazing on this. So on a high-end PC, it must be absolutely jaw-dropping. The other thing I want to talk about is the controls. The controls are very good. I don't like the fact that in this, You don't. Your soldier doesn't feel like he did in Battlefield Bad Company 2, because that to me was perfect. People said that you always felt heavy and clunky in that game, and in this one you feel more like a soldier. You feel like Captain America in this. Like seriously, you feel superhumanly good, and I don't like that. You feel like you've got a belly full of helium. If that makes sense. So didn't quite like that. I mean, the controls are tight in the sense that they do everything you want them to do, but there is one thing that really annoyed me, and it's the snap-on or the aim assist. Now, I don't want to be babysat in a game, you know, I definitely don't want to be babysat in a game. I'm a reasonably good games player. But there are chunks in this game and some of the fights, and I'm not going to give spoilers, but there are massive open areas and really frantic stuff's going on, and it's a testament to how good the game engine is. Again, that so much is going on and it's not slowing down or anything. But you just can't snap on properly, and it gets a little bit frustrating. You know, it kind of, I don't know, just, why couldn't you snap on like you could in Bad Company 2? Not a major point, but it did definitely detract from the controls. It took a little bit of time to get used to it, in the sense that you had to kind of develop a new style of play to make up for the fault of the controls. If that makes sense. The sound in this game, by the way, though, is absolutely amazing. The voice acting is superb. The gun effects and the bullet effects and explosions and stuff like that, yeah, it's brilliant. All in all, I can't fault this. Single player does feel a little bit tacked on, but it is very good. It's not full on utterly amazingly fantastic, but it is very good. And I've not played multiplayer yet, but this will be the game which I will cane most of all online, because I've always been a big Battlefield fan online. So that's kind of my first impressions of Battlefield 3. You know, that the single player campaign. Alright, so let's talk Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. First of all, tiny little gripe, I know, but that to me, by the standards of all other Call of Duty games, is just pathetic box art. That's shit. Look at it. That's crap. I don't know, maybe we were spoiled by Black Ops. That to me is lazy. The fact that they're selling posters of this downtown, why would you want an image as lame as that on your wall? Although this one doesn't get away scot-free, because this ain't a great cover. Why? Well, because it's great artwork, but like the billboards downtown and the intro on the game where the camera's really far out and you see him, the tank, and the other geezers in the background, just made it look really good. So why did they crop it so tight? I don't know. Anyway, off topic, back to Modern Warfare 3. Single player campaign in this, while not giving anything away, is just utterly jaw-droppingly through the roof fucking epic. There's no way to describe it other than epic, other than take a Jerry Bruckheimer movie and just dope it off its tits with steroids. It's fantastic. It's just so, I cannot put it into terms how like impressively epic it is. It's like the best action movie you've ever seen times infinity. It's just brilliant. It's on such a grand scale. I love the fact that I'm going to try and keep this without giving any spoilers. It feels like truly global. You feel that there's a proper, this is proper end of the world scenario going on. And it's properly expansive, and it involves the whole world. It feels very much World War III. I love the fact that you have to work with other countries. It's not just the US and the British Army in this. You know, there's other people you have to work with, and that's absolutely brilliant. Yet the story is through the roof. Plus, what's great about this is the characters. You really genuinely care about the characters. All right, it's got one of the best characters ever from a military game ever. You know, Price, who, interestingly enough, is based on a real SAS soldier from back in the day. But yeah, you care about the characters in this. They're fully developed. They're brilliant. I just generally, you know, when you got back to Price missions, you were kind of like, yes, you know, awesome. And then when you did SAS missions in London and stuff, and the slang they were using, the like just the buddy stuff, like, you know, covering backs and shit like that, it was brilliant. It was brilliant. The characters in this, they're all right, but you don't care about them. You just don't care about them. That's not to say it ruins the game, but you don't. How would I describe it? This is basically the Pacific miniseries. You know, its production value is just incredible. This is Band of Brothers. You care. You genuinely care and invest in the characters. And I'm not going to give away the ending, but it is proper emotional. It's really cool. So yeah, and that helps in the missions. It also makes them epic. But yeah, the other thing I want to say about this, graphically, oh, don't get me wrong, it looks really nice. It looks really nice. It's very shiny, almost too shiny. I think that kind of detracts from the gritty level of warfare. You know, the environments are dirty. There are dirty environments, like there's a sandstorm and stuff, but just the graphics are very kind of shiny, too shiny. I don't know. I will say this. While it's impressive, the game engine is showing its age, and I would have loved to see what this would have looked like with this game engine. I think that would have been like a marriage made in heaven. I think that just would have been awesome. Sadly, we will never obviously find out. But controls, however, controls in this are super tight. Like, they're ninja responsive. And the snap-on in this, just, you know, when the shit is hitting the fan and it's properly going all over the shop, and you just click bang, click bang, click bang, click bang, it's super, super tight. It'll be interesting to see how this fares online compared to Battlefield. But yeah, controls, amazing. Story, epic. Graphics, not as good as Battlefield, but, you know, they do their job. They're very shiny and fantastic. A lot you're going to be saying, like, are you blind, man? They're amazing. They are, and there's epic stuff conveyed with them. But from a technical perspective, the game engine doesn't hold anything on the Frostbite 2 engine. Plus the sound effects. I don't know if it was just me. Like the bullet sound effects whizzing by you and stuff like that. I'm not an expert. I was never in the military. The only thing I can say is I watch a shit ton of war movies. But I don't know. When you're actually having sort of a fight, and bullets are whizzing all over the stuff and you're pinned down, it just sounds better in Battlefield. But then that might be because of the game engines, that this is much more linear than Battlefield. It's very claustrophobic in the sense that you can feel that you're being channeled and forced into a specific route through the level. Whereas on Battlefield, while there are levels where they are very linear, there are also levels that are very open and expansive. And I guess that affected the acoustics. Like, no spoilers, but a level on Battlefield where you have to push through the Russian defences and you're basically out in the middle of, you know, nowhere. You know, you just come out of a forest and you're on the plains, and I generally was impressed with the way the bullets and the explosions and stuff sounded. So all in all, comparison between the two, which one would I say you should buy? If you can, buy both. I'm more of a Battlefield guy, but I am going to have to concede, if you only can buy one, then you should probably get Modern Warfare. It's just a shame, really, because it's a shame in the sense that both games suffer from this, but Battlefield not so much, but Call of Duty is so retardedly, amazingly epic that while it probably will be online, it's just, wow, couldn't you give me a 10-12 hour campaign with that story? You know? I probably would have had a heart attack at the end. It does what it does so well, in the sense that it's pissed me off a little bit more because it was so good while I played it and I enjoyed it immensely. But then it was so short, it was just kind of, come on, 2 more hours, please, 3 more hours. I don't understand why, you know, single player is such an afterthought now, but yeah. So basically, yeah, if you're going to get one of these, get this, but that's by no means to say that this isn't a good game. It is a good game. If you're going to play it for the single player, though, Call of Duty, if you're going to play it for online, I would say this. And you're probably saying, well, you've not played it online yet. But yeah, I'm a Battlefield guy when it comes to online. I just find it a little bit more technical and less arcadey. I don't know if arcadey is the right term to use, but yeah, there you go. So if you're on the fence, I hope this wasn't just me waffling for 10 minutes, but that's my opinions on these two games. Now, obviously, I might post up a response to this in a few days' time after I've caned both of these bad boys online. But there you go. Just want to give my initial thoughts on a quick comparison between Modern Warfare 3 and Battlefield 3. I'll see you later.